Hello, friends. Welcome back to Story Speaks English. Today, we will learn the inspirational life story of Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest football players in the world. His story is not just about football. It is about hard work, discipline, and never giving up. Listen carefully, repeat after me, and enjoy the story. Are you ready? Let's begin. Vocabulary Introduction. Here are 8 important words you will hear today. Repeat after me. Talent, a natural skill or ability. Hard work, using effort and energy to achieve something. Dream, something you want very much in the future. Struggle, a hard time or challenge. Inspire, to give hope and motivation to others. Repeat after me slowly. Great job. Chapter 1. Early Life in Madeira. Cristiano Ronaldo's story begins on a small island in the Atlantic Ocean called Madeira. Madeira belongs to Portugal, and it is famous for its mountains, flowers, and sea. But for Cristiano, the island was not always beautiful. His childhood was full of struggles, sacrifices, and small beginnings that shaped the man he would later become. Cristiano Ronaldo was born on February 5, 1985, in a very poor family. His father, José Dinas Aveiro, worked as a gardener at a local football club. He loved football but did not have money or opportunities to become a professional. Cristiano's mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook and cleaner for other families. She often worried about money, food, and how to raise her children. The Ronaldo family lived in a small home with little space. Cristiano shared his room with his brothers and sisters. There was no luxury, no extra toys, and sometimes not enough food. But even in poverty, young Cristiano carried something inside him, a dream. His dream was not small. He wanted to be one of the best football players in the world. From the age of 3 or 4, Cristiano started playing football in the streets. He often played barefoot because his family could not afford proper shoes. Sometimes he used an old ball, and sometimes he used bottles or crumpled paper. For him, football was not just a game. It was his passion, his happiness, and his escape from the worries of daily life. His neighbors and friends quickly noticed that he was different. While other children played for fun, Ronaldo played with incredible energy. He ran faster, kicked stronger, and practiced longer. When the game ended, others went home, but Cristiano stayed outside, kicking the ball again and again. His heart was full of determination, even at such a young age. Repeat after me. Cristiano's father worked part-time at a local football club called Inspirational. Because of this, little Ronaldo spent a lot of time at the club. He watched older players train and dreamed of wearing a football jersey himself. His father encouraged him and became his first supporter. At the age of 7, Ronaldo joined Inspirational's youth team. His skills immediately surprised coaches and parents. Even though he was smaller and thinner than many other boys, he was faster, more creative, and much hungrier to win. His dedication was clear. While others came to practice 3 times a week, Ronaldo played every single day, with or without the ball. One story from his childhood shows his spirit. A coach once told him he was too small to succeed. Instead of feeling sad, Cristiano trained harder. He promised himself that no one would outwork him. This attitude stayed with him for the rest of his life. School struggles. While Ronaldo loved football, school was very difficult for him. He found it hard to focus on lessons because his mind was always on the game. Teachers sometimes became frustrated with his lack of attention. At the age of 14, after an incident with a teacher, Cristiano decided to leave school. His family supported the decision because they knew his heart belonged to football. This was a risk. Without education, football was his only path. If he failed, life would be very hard. But Ronaldo was willing to take that chance because his belief in himself was stronger than his fear of failure. Dreams versus poverty. Cristiano's family struggled with money every day. Sometimes there was not enough food on the table. His mother even considered stopping his football journey because they could not afford the costs. But Ronaldo begged her not to give up on him. He promised her that one day he would become successful and take care of the whole family. This dream gave him the power to continue. Every time he kicked the ball, he imagined a future where he could help his parents and siblings live better lives. Football was not just a sport for him. It was his chance to escape poverty. Chapter 2. Leaving home for football. At the age of 12 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo faced one of the biggest decisions of his life. His coaches in Madeira knew he was too talented to stay on the small island. They believed he needed to train in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, where the best football academies were located. One of those academies was Sporting Lisbon, a club famous for developing young players. But this opportunity also came with pain. Moving to Lisbon meant leaving his family behind, his mother, his father, and his siblings. For a boy of just 12, it was a heavy choice. He was still a child, but his dream was already bigger than his fears. Ronaldo said goodbye to his island home and traveled to Lisbon, carrying only his football boots, a small bag of clothes, and a huge dream in his heart: the pain of separation. In Lisbon, everything felt different. The city was big and busy compared to quiet Madeira. Ronaldo lived in the academy dormitory with other boys who were also training to become professional footballers. At night, he often cried himself to sleep. He missed his mother's cooking, his father's stories, and the love of his siblings. Sometimes he felt lonely, small, and weak. But every morning, when he put on his boots and stepped onto the training ground, he remembered why he was there. He wanted to make his family proud. He wanted to change his life. This separation was painful, but it gave him discipline. Ronaldo understood that dreams required sacrifice. To become great, he had to endure loneliness and grow stronger. Training harder than anyone at the Sporting Lisbon Academy, young Cristiano quickly became known for his work ethic. Other players trained when the coaches told them to, but Ronaldo trained even when no one was watching. He stayed longer after practice, running with the ball, shooting hundreds of times at the goal, and practicing new moves. He worked on his speed, his strength, and his dribbling. His body was small, but his energy was endless. Coaches began to notice this boy was different. Ronaldo had something more powerful than talent. He had discipline. Discipline means doing what you must do, even when it is difficult. While other boys wanted to play video games or rest, Cristiano chose to train. His dedication separated him from the rest. The struggles of a young boy. Even with talent and hard work, Ronaldo's early days in Lisbon were not easy. Some boys teased him for his strong Madeiran accent. Others laughed at his thin body and called him names. But instead of fighting back, Ronaldo fought with his football. He used the negative words as fuel to improve. Sometimes he went hungry. Sometimes he felt exhausted, but he refused to quit. He promised himself, "I will be the hardest worker here. I will be the first on the field and the last to leave." That promise became his identity. A mother's support. Back in Madeira, Ronaldo's mother, Maria Dolores, missed him deeply. She worried about her youngest son living far from home. But she also knew that football was his destiny. She encouraged him with letters and phone calls, reminding him to stay strong. Her belief in him gave Ronaldo the strength to keep going when things felt impossible. Later in life, Ronaldo often said, "Without my mother's support, I would never have become who I am." Her sacrifices and love were his greatest motivation. The turning point. By the time Ronaldo was 14, coaches at Sporting Lisbon were already impressed by his speed, skill, and confidence. One coach described him as a boy who trained like a professional, even though he was still just a teenager. But success came with new sacrifices. To fully focus on football, Ronaldo decided to leave school. He knew education was important, But his passion for football was stronger. This was a risky decision, but it allowed him to dedicate all his energy to his dream. From that moment on, football was not just part of his life, it was his whole life. Repeat after me. Chapter 3. Rising star Ronaldo's talent and hard work quickly made him famous. In 2003, when he was only 18 years old, he signed with Manchester United in England. It was a dream come true, but also another challenge. Many people looked at him and thought, he is too young, too thin, too weak for the Premier League. But Ronaldo did not listen to doubts. He trained harder than everyone else. After regular practice, he stayed longer, running with the ball, shooting at the goal, and building his strength in the gym. Slowly, people began to see his greatness. His speed, his dribbling, and his determination made him stand out. Soon, he became one of the most exciting players in the world. Moving from Portugal to England was not easy. Ronaldo did not speak much English, and he missed his family. The weather was colder, the culture was different, and football in England was more physical and demanding. Players were bigger, stronger, and faster. At first, many people doubted him. They thought he was too thin, too young, and too focused on fancy tricks. Some critics even said he would fail. But Ronaldo had been through loneliness before. Just like when he left Madeira at 12, he told himself, I must work harder than everyone else. So he trained, and trained again. He studied English, he listened to his coaches, and he focused on improving every day. Repeat after me. Chapter 4. Challenges and struggles. Even the best players face difficulties. And Ronaldo was no different. He had injuries that kept him off the field. He played tough matches where he failed to score. Many critics and newspapers said he would never become the best. But Ronaldo always believed in one rule. Talent without hard work is nothing. Whenever life knocked him down, he stood up stronger. Instead of being broken by struggles, he used them as fuel to work even harder. This strength made him different from others. He never gave up, no matter how big the challenge was. Football is not only about winning. Even the best players lose games, miss goals, or suffer heartbreaking defeats. Ronaldo experienced many of these moments. In the 2004 European Championship final, Portugal lost to Greece in front of their home fans. Ronaldo cried openly on the field. He was still a teenager, but he felt the pain of an entire nation. In 2012, during another European Championship, Portugal lost in the semi-final against Spain in a penalty shootout. Ronaldo never got the chance to take his penalty because the game ended too soon. Once again, he was heartbroken. But each defeat made him stronger. Instead of quitting, he came back with more determination. He trained harder, improved his fitness, and told himself, the next time I will be ready. Repeat after me. Struggle. Strong. Never give up. Chapter 5. World champion after Manchester United, Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid, where he reached unbelievable heights. He scored goals at record speed and became a hero for millions of fans. Later, he also played for Juventus and returned once more to Manchester United. He won many trophies, Champions League titles, league trophies, and the Ballon d'Or award for best player in the world multiple times. The proudest moment came in 2016 when he led Portugal to win the European Championship. It was the first major trophy in his country's history. His tears of joy showed how much he loved his country and how much he had sacrificed for success. Repeat after me. Chapter 6. Lessons from Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is not only about football. It is about life. From a poor boy in Madeira to a world champion, his journey teaches us powerful lessons. Believe in your dreams, even if they seem impossible. Never give up, no matter how hard life becomes. Ronaldo's life is proof that nothing is stronger than hard work, belief, and discipline. Repeat after me. Cristiano Ronaldo went from a poor boy on a small island to one of the greatest footballers of all time. His story shows us that with hard work and discipline, anything is possible. Thank you for listening to this story on Story Speaks English. Goodbye, friends. See you in the next story.